Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you one of my favorite horror movies to date. Now, if you're looking at this, wondering how this old ass movie ever scared me, you'd be right to question that because it didn't. But as somebody that loves the horror genre, you come to appreciate what people did with what they had back when they had it. You see, this movie came out in 1988. For frame of reference, that is 10 years older of than me. I was born in 98, and if you're looking at this as one of the youngsters that have stumbled upon my videos like, damn, Unc, you kind of old. Well, here you go. Here's something that's a little bit older than that. Or even better, this movie also came out the same year as the original Child's Play, featuring Lance Henriksen as Ed Harley, who was also in, I don't know, let's just say Aliens, starring Bishop, or Alien vs. Predator, and he was also in Terminator and might be one of the oldest recipients of a Yo Mama joke.
Well, how do I look?
Like shit, boss.
Yo, mama.
Now, you take that knowledge, and you might be wondering how the fuck a movie as old as that can be good for the audience of 2024. Well, I when I posed the question of if you all would like to see me talk about, or which you would like to see me talk about first if I were to do it, my one of my favorite movies or one of my most hated, you all said favorite, and I did have to go back to see if it if it stood up the test of time. It is 2024, and it's hard. It's hard to not not just be ass. As we see movies that come out nowadays, made with modern technology, can still be fucking ass.
Is Tamara here?
No.
I think you have the wrong home. That was weird.
So, do I give you the monster guarantee that you won't find this to be ass? Not at all. Not at all.
Here. Look. Look, Maggie, look at it. You always found your strength from this? We'll find it now and come back. I need you.
Steve. Steve.
Yeah.
In fact, there were points where I was like, ooh, that's kind of showing its hand on the age there. But if you can enjoy the ride, you will enjoy this movie. You have a cast in which they're full of lovable characters where you're just rooting for all of them to get out. That's a fucking lie. You hate every single one of them.
Hey.
I was just about to say something myself.
At least I did. Now, if you can find yourself rooting for anybody in this fucking movie, anybody at all, go ahead. But I do not advise it. I think you should just keep your expectations low of I don't know who makes it out, if anybody makes it out, and if you want them to make it out. And a cast full of fucking idiots, like just fucking idiots. You sit there and wonder, damn, would this movie be any better if we had different characters? And I genuinely don't think it is, or would be, because truthfully, look at your favorite horror movies. Just take a second, think about them while we're talking about this here, and think: did you ever actually root for that person to make it out? In all of your favorite horror movies, were you ever actually rooting for that person to make it out? I'll be the first to say I loved Alien. Like, I think it's no secret that Xenomorph and the franchise are up there as one of my favorites, including the crossovers with AVP, and Predator was my boy for a while. But did we ever give a shit if she got off that fucking spaceship? Did you ever give a fuck? I didn't. I was like, damn, go, freaky alien thing, go. Get them. I want to see shit get torn the fuck up. Because that's how I go into a horror movie. Or, something where it's just, let's take it back to a more human aspect. When you're watching Scream, or you're watching Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, did you ever give a fuck about them? I think not. So that's one thing that Pumpkinhead already does great off the bat. There's not a single motherfucker that you actually want to make it out too terribly bad, because, spoiler alert, they get a kid killed.
Jesus.
Yes, this movie takes it to places in which you probably shouldn't take it to. Debatably, there's a morality question there, as well as it doesn't give a fuck. You aren't actually rooting for the kid to make it out, because you find out very quickly there's no way in hell that he's going to be alive for the rest of the movie. And that might strike a chord with people that care for children, parent, guardian, teacher. You don't ever want to see a kid get hurt. So thankfully, this movie doesn't really make it a gruesome situation in which the kid leaves this land. But they do make it so that you have a good motivation to want everybody to get their comeuppance. And that's something that I think more movies now should take the chance to do. A lot of movies fall into the trope of going, hey, we're going to have our Scream Queen and you're going to like our final girl. You're going to be rooting for her every step of the way because she's going to play it smart, they're going to be kind, and they're going to get the fuck out. But what about a movie that says, fuck all that nonsense, you fuckers got a kid killed? Like, he is dead. He's not coming back. And now you have a grieving father who is already a widow because it's quite apparent that mom is not around. And now you just want to see everybody just get whacked over the fucking head because they let this kid die. And something that was completely avoidable. And honestly, hey, I say you don't want anybody to make it out because you don't like anybody. I don't even like the motherfucking dog. You look at that thing, that dog was a piece of shit too. But hey, you had to advance the plot somehow. So, moving past the cast, you might be looking at it like there's no way that, alright, you got me. Now that I hate everybody sufficiently, do they at least go in creative ways? I'll be honest. Yeah, this is pretty creative for the time period and what you can do. Now, Would it be better if they were, I don't know, in outer space and it found a way to get everybody out of the airlock? Sure. But you take something fucking supernatural that is clearly unstoppable and you make it so that it actually is doing some fuck shit. Yeah, I enjoy that shit. I will say it's a bit sacrilegious. You will look at some of the older movies and you will realize that the easiest thing to do for horror is to make it play upon religious themes. You go, oh man, I can't wait to see this movie that last I checked had nothing to do with a church. And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh no, there's an evil nun, or the creature doesn't care about the cross. How could it? Because that's what was easy to do for the time, and admittedly is still easy to do for horror. So, that will get overplayed a bit, and if you are, on the more religious side, I don't know, maybe skip it. Yeah, you tell me how much you feel about it. But to that effect, it does still do a good job of making sure that you got the point, I guess. Because by all means, this supernatural being that is born from witchcraft and demonic practices, the dark arts, you should be able to rely on the church or any symbolism from the church to stop it, right? That's what logic would dictate. Or logic of this situation, I guess, would dictate. You would go naturally, well, it's definitely some spooky shit. Maybe it's time to pray. And off the bat, they make sure with admittedly a kind of annoying interjection and like ham fisting that that's not going to work. It Pumpkinhead does not care. Now, what do you do when the last thing you could turn to has absolutely no involvement in this? You're kind of just fucked. So much so that this movie makes a point in telling how fucked it is by bringing on the person that has summoned the damn thing to tell you how fucked it all is. I am a firm believer that for some horror movies, for most horror movies to be good, there has to be a fucking killer line that you will remember and it will burn into your motherfucking brain. You could look at examples such as,
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
or maybe even,
Don't fuck with the Chuck.
Oh my God.
but this one has one of my favorites.
God damn you, God damn you.
He already has, son. He already has.
You're telling me that you have turned to the person that has unleashed this damn, I guess you can say, demon onto the world. And they really just said, get fucked, eat shit. That's fucking insane. I love Pumpkinhead. Pretty much because I can remember that line, if I'm being honest. But no, jokes aside, it gives you a sense of gravity of the situation. Everything tells you that, all right, this is what it is. Not in the same sense of some guy in a mask chasing you that, I don't know, maybe you finally find a gun and shoot him back, or you get out of the town that, or the camp, right? They like to use camps, that he's around. You just can't do this because it won't stop. That's made apparent by the fucking intro of the movie that I played earlier. Yeah, the clip that I played at the beginning, that's at the beginning of the movie. That's to let you know shit is about to go down throughout all of this. So, I come to you today to tell you you should probably watch Pumpkinhead. It's a pretty good movie for 1988. Again, it's an oldie, but I do believe it's a goodie. And if you do want to listen to me any further on some of these horror movies throughout the times that I've seen, let me know if you wanted me to talk about either my most hated that I've ranted to many people about, one of the ones that I find the funniest that I play at every occasion I get, or you want to talk about one of the ones that is genuinely a bit terrifying. Let me know. But for now, I am glad that I got a chance to share with you one of my favorites from a perspective of it's just a good fucking movie. All encompassing, I still like the movie. It held up through the test of time, and I'm not too upset about that. So yeah, if you like the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.